I just want to give you a super tip today on using Digi stamps, and you may wonder what a Digi stamp is all about, so we are going to find out. Let's go over here and start with a new project, and we're going to take a look at how we're going to be able to use a Digi stamp. And a Digi stamp, for your information, is basically an SVG or PNG file that is just one color, and it's usually an outline, and that's the important part. So I'm just going to go over to images here because most of us have design space, and let's just go for flowers. Just going to make this one fairly easy. I'm just going to find some nice little stamps that we can use for flowers. Now, it can be complicated or it can be fairly simple, and it is entirely up to you. Now, you can see there's a fairly complicated one here, and I belong to Cricut Access, really important, but you can find free ones here. If you just come down the side and I click on free, let's see what we get. We get a few free ones that we can work with here. Now, there is this one, which is just plain, and we will add that one. And we're going to take one that's a little more complex, and let's take this one. We're going to add them to the canvas. Now, as we are in the canvas here, you'll see everything's going to click away and just pull these apart. These are basically embellishments that you can just draw on top of things, or you can make them into what we call a Digi stamp. Now, this one has a basic cut around it. We generally want to change the cuts to draw items. So let's go into our pen, and you'll see that you get the black outline here. Let's change that black to a nice raspberry color. It doesn't matter which pen you're going to use, but you will be able to use this all over whatever surface you're using. Now, the same with this, it's all basic cut and the color is mixed. We're just going to go down here to pen, and it comes out with the black pen, and I'm just going to change also that one to raspberry. Now, these are in groups, not to worry. But let's go over to our groups here. Let's go to these flowers first, and you'll see you've got all kinds of different flowers here. So we're going to ungroup everything in there. Now these all become available. Now with the flowers here, you have all kinds of different ones here. We're also going to ungroup those. And now we have individual pieces that we are going to work with. So let's go over here, and it still says it's in a group. So let's ungroup this one. Make sure we have all the individual pieces, and we do. Now, yes, you're saying this is just a draw outline, but that is the point. A Digi stamp itself is, of course, just an outline. So let me just grab these. As you can see, these are all outlines that will be drawn. Now, the big thing about a Digi stamp, and this is a great big one here, and we're not going to do much with it. Let's just grab a shape here, and what we're going to do, I'm just going to grab a square. I'm going to change that to a nice light pink color. I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to make this 11 inches wide and 5.5 inches deep. I'm going to lock that into place, and then I'm going to grab another shape. I'm going to grab, of course, a score line, and I'm going to make that 5.5 inches. And then I will take all of this together, and I'm going to go over here to align and center. And now I'm going to group this just so it doesn't move out of place. I can attach it later. Now, this is either the inside or the outside of the card, and depends what you want to do. I'm going to grab this. I think I'll take this one first, arrange and send it to the back, and that's just so I can work with this. So I can stamp this anywhere I want on a card. So if for example, I can grab it here, I can make a copy of it, and I can put it over here. I can add my greeting, I can add it here, I can add it to the back of the card as well. So it gives me a place where these will all draw in place. I'm stamping them in place. So what it is instead of stamping stuff, you can come across places like this. Let's just pull this down just a little bit. You can stamp over the edge. And most people don't realize you can do your stamping over the edge. So if I wanted these little flowers, I'm just going to copy this and bring it down here. So I have little flowers that are going over the edge. And I might add another one down over here over the edge, just like that. I am simply stamping these in place. Now this is probably not a card that you want to be able to do this with. I've just got too many designs on the card, but I just want to give you the idea that, of course, you can take everything and anything you have and make a stamp anywhere you want on it. And what it's going to do is draw in place. The biggest challenge here, of course, is the fact that once the card is ready, we won't use these other ones right now. What I'm going to do is just take all of this together and I'm going to attach it. So what is going to happen here is these are all stamped into place. They will draw. Once you have it all drawn out, it is up to you to use color inside of the stamps to make it really gorgeous. And that happens once you have printed this out, or actually pushed it through your machine and have it draw the pieces in place. And then you can decorate beyond that. Now you can add greetings, all kinds of stuff, but these are what I call digital stamps, and you can place them anywhere. You are drawing the patterns. The big unique thing here is the fact that you can go over the edges, and it won't matter if it draws it on the Cricut. It is going to cut around the card and you're going to get these cute, wonderful shapes. So that is how to use digital stamps.